This video is about leading high impact board meetings, and I'll be discussing the strategic role of the board chair. Now, as you may well know, a high performing board chair is actually the backbone of a successful company. They are the ones who hold the reins, guide the discussions, and ensure that the board acts as a true strategic partner, not just rubber stamping the CEO's decisions. And what I want to do is I just want to share my experience. And in one particular company, it was actually a mid-sized manufacturing company, and the CEO, who was also the chair, I will call him Mark, was struggling to get his board engaged. And what was happening is he wasn't getting the kind of strategic input he needed to really drive the company forward. And the board meetings were becoming a bit of a, drag, I would say. And the board members were more interested in checking their phones than actually participating. They were actually distracting, they were not really focusing. And this may sound familiar, but before I start, for those who don't know me, my name is Vijay Mistri, and I specialize in empowering CEOs, directors, boards, and aspiring directors to reach their highest performance levels. Now, you see, this isn't just a problem that Mark had. It's a challenge that countless board chairs face. And board meetings can often feel like a chore where strategic thinking gets lost in the weeds of operational details. So how do you, as a chair, step up and make a real difference? How do you create a board dynamic that's vibrant, engaged, and focused on the big picture? Now, the answer isn't about wielding power, but about understanding the strategic role you play. It's about leading effectively, creating the right environment, and ensuring the board is truly aligned with the company's goals. And it's not just about the chair, it's about the entire board. Imagine a board where every single director is fully engaged, contributing their expertise and challenging the status quo. Isn't that what every chairperson and CEO would want? And that's the power of a high-performing board. It's a force multiplier and a catalyst for growth and innovation. It's the difference between a company that just muddles along and one that truly sets the bar. So how do you really make this happen? How can you really make that happen? Well, let me share some of the key steps I've learned over the years. The first step, my dear friends, is define the board's strategic focus. The first thing you need to do is make sure everyone's on the same page about why the board exists in the first place. It's not just about governance, it's about strategic direction. And what I do is I always recommend developing a clear board charter that outlines the board's roles and responsibilities. And this document needs to be more than just a formality. It needs to be a living document that guides how the board functions. And it needs to be a document that's actually reviewed and updated. I've seen too many boards fall into complacency. Take a look at your board charter. Is it really up to date? Does it reflect the current needs of the company? Let's move to the second step, and the second step is set the right tone. By the way, the role of the chair is setting the tone for a meeting which is actually crucial. It's one thing to have strategic objectives, but it's another thing to actually create an environment where these objectives can be discussed and debated. And a high-performing board meeting isn't just about information sharing. It's actually about having a productive dialogue. It's about healthy debate, constructive criticism, and challenging assumptions. This is where your emotional intelligence comes into play. I will speak more on this later, but for now, it is all about creating a safe space where directors feel comfortable sharing their perspectives, which is essential. I have seen many CEOs struggle with this. They want the board to be a sounding board, but then they get defensive when a director challenges their perspective. And a high performing chair needs to be a master facilitator, able to keep the conversation on track while also creating a psychologically safe environment for all participants. Let's move to step 3, which is mindset, emotional intelligence, and AI. Now let's talk about mindset. A board chair needs to be a champion of change. They need to be forward thinking, not just focusing on today's problems, but on the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow. And this mindset starts with emotional intelligence. And EQ is not just about being nice, it's about being self aware, understanding others, and managing your emotions effectively. I've learned the hard way that even the most brilliant minds can be derailed by their own emotional baggage. And a high performing chair needs to be able to navigate complex interpersonal dynamics, handle conflicts constructively, and inspire confidence in others. And then there's AI. Now, I'm not saying AI is going to replace human intelligence, but it can be a powerful tool for board chairs. Imagine being able to access real-time data and insights to analyze trends and make data-driven decisions. That's what AI can do. It can help you make faster and more informed decisions, and it can also help you identify areas where you might need to focus your attention. And just to let you know that if you want to elevate your standards as a chair, CEO, or director, then I have an award-winning training program on becoming a high-performing director in 90 days. And this is an online course, and this has 11 modules and will help you sharpen your skills, your competencies, and most importantly, help you become more confident in your decisions and contributions. And what makes this particular program completely unique is that for a limited time, I'm giving free access to my Director Excellence program, which drip feeds a video with the tools every single month. This is valued at £3,000 annually, but you get it absolutely at no additional investment. And by the way, you get lifetime access. Okay, let's shift gear and move to step 4. Leverage the power of diversity. Now, diversity of thoughts is essential for a high-performing board, which means having directors with a range of backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives is the way forward. Now, think about your current board and ask these questions. Do you have a good mix of gender, age groups, and culture backgrounds? Do you have directors with different functional expertise? A board that's truly diverse will be able to challenge assumptions, question the status quo, and bring new ideas to the table. Let's move to step 5. What I want you to do is embrace continuous improvement. And finally, a high-performing board needs to be constantly evolving. This means reviewing your board's performance, identifying areas for improvement, and making necessary changes. It's a cyclical process, and it's something that needs to be a constant focus from what I've seen. By the way, just as a side note, I hope you're finding this content useful. Please like this video, share, comment below, and subscribe to my channel, as I will be rolling out more impact-driven videos on achieving leadership and board excellence. So now let's zoom out for a moment. You remember Mark, the example I gave? Well, after working closely with him, Mark began to understand the power of a strategic board. He started to shift his mindset from CEO to chair, focusing on creating an environment where his directors could truly contribute. And what happened is he started understanding that setting the stage for those discussions, for those disagreements, was the key to unlocking the strategic potential of his board. And what happened is ultimately he went on to lead the company through a period of unprecedented growth, and the board empowered by their shared understanding of strategic direction and became a true force multiplier. So what can you do to embrace this kind of transformation? Think about the questions you're asking in your board meetings. Are you simply reviewing the past, or are you looking at the future? Are you driving innovation? Are you pushing the boundaries of what your company can achieve? And before you go, here are 3 questions I want to add, which you must ask yourself in 2025. The first question is, what does success look like for our board in the age of hyper disruption? That's the first question. The second question is, how are we leveraging the power of diversity, inclusion, and AI to achieve our strategic goals? And the third question is, what are the key skills and competencies that every director needs to thrive in the future? Now, I hope these questions spark some insightful conversations within your boardroom. And finally, I hope you found this video insightful, and do share with your friends and colleagues. I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much.